Good morning, everyone. Good morning. If you weren't awake yet, you are now. Good morning. It's so good to see so many people here today. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone for showing up, for coming out, and really helping us celebrate this day. This is something that has been in the works for a long time, and we're certainly thrilled to be here today to make this final announcement. Quite a few thank yous that I wanted to put out this morning before we get started. I want to first of all thank the Heinz History Center for providing us the space today to have this engagement. It's certainly a strong partnership that we certainly celebrate consistently. Some of the people that we need to thank are also here, including our County Executive, Rich Fitzgerald. You know, Rich is certainly an unwavering supporter of the tourism industry within Allegheny County, and we couldn't be doing these things without him. Governor Wolf and Mayor Peduto, also big supporters of our industry and big helpers in making this bid come true. A couple of other thank yous I want to extend to Troy Schooley, who is P3R. P3R is our official event partner, event management partner in this endeavor, and we're certainly thrilled to have them on board as well. The most thanks, of course, that we want to give out is to the National Seniors Game Association. The board and the staff for the NSGA have put their trust and their belief in Pittsburgh and in Allegheny County, and we're certainly not going to let them down. Mark Riker, who of course is the CEO, leading the organization, has become a quick friend over this last year, and we're certainly thrilled to have Mark and his entire team with us here today. The biggest thanks is to all of you, the athletes who are going to make the games here in Pennsylvania a great success as we spend the next 2 years really promoting health and wellness for our senior community leading up to the games in 2023. We are absolutely thrilled to be here today to announce Pittsburgh as the host city for the 2023 games. August of 2023 seems like it's a long way away, but it's really not. As I said, we're going to spend the next 2 years preparing, planning, promoting health and wellness, again, for our senior community, but even beyond that, making sure that the community, certainly here in our hometown, continues to come together as we welcome people from all around the country. This is a huge opportunity for Pittsburgh. This is a huge opportunity for the state of Pennsylvania, and we are just extremely honored to have this opportunity to host the games. And to continue to emphasize that, we're going to play a video to help show what it is that we're going to be able to do for the games in 2023. Thank you so much.
You know what they say, 50 is the new 30, 60 is the new 40, and 70 is the new 50. Okay, maybe that's not exactly correct, but the point is that people are living longer, pursuing healthier lifestyles, and competing in both individual and team sports and activities well after turning 50.
And that's why we are so excited to be hosting the 2023 National Senior Games in Pittsburgh. This prestigious event will showcase thousands of elite athletes competing in more than 20 different sports, and it'll show off Pittsburgh's many outstanding venues. As always, our community and partners will be ready to welcome these athletes and fans, and we look forward to crowning new champions in the City of Champions.
Pittsburgh last hosted this tremendous event in 2005. And if you haven't been back to Pittsburgh since, or if you've never been here, you're going to quickly discover why our city has become a major travel destination for meetings, events, leisure travel, and of course, sports. The city is now widely recognized for arts and culture, education, technology, banking, energy, our 90 amazing neighborhoods, beautiful scenery, only in Pittsburgh attractions, our amazing food scene, and then biking and other fantastic outdoor activities. We are honored to host the 2023 National Senior Games. We thank the National Senior Games Association for placing their confidence and trust in Pittsburgh.
For those of you that may be interested in trying out for the games in an individual or team sport, Stay tuned over the next several months as we take a look at what sports, if any, someone like me might be able to compete in.
For more information, check out sportspittsburgh.com. And again, we look forward to welcoming the 2023 National Senior Games.
Thank you, Jared, for that introduction to a great video put on by our staff. Today is such an exciting day for our community. We are welcoming the National Senior Games back to the City of Champions. It's only been 15 months of back and forth negotiation and correspondence and 3 days, socially distanced of course, in two 15-passenger vans, driving around. I think we walked and measured every outdoor athletic venue in Western PA. But it made us a close team. And that's what's important for our team and the NSGA, is that we're like family for at least the next 2 years. Our team is thrilled to officially kick off our journey over the next 2 years to host the games in 23. And you know what? We know that this event means big business. Major events are a cornerstone of our economy, and the Senior Games will be no exception. Based on the results from the most recent games in 2019, we're anticipating 14,000 athletes, more than 30,000 attendees in our city for 2 weeks. That could inject somewhere near $35 million right back into this local economy, and for that we are thankful. Pittsburgh is the definitive destination for major events, and it's a natural host for the National Senior Games. The athletes are going to witness accommodations, amenities, and attractions of one of America's most livable cities. But they're also going to be competing for a bronze, a silver, or a gold in the City of Champions. And speaking of competition, we are promised to see some of the best senior athletes throughout the country. And like you heard in the video, 50 is the new 30. But for the record, that means I'm 25-ish. No, all kidding aside, the National Senior Games promises to feature the best athletes in the country, and we will see competition at all levels, from elite master swimmers to the newly engaged, newly active novice pickleball players, and it will all be a joy for our residents to witness. The games will serve as a vivid reminder of the importance of health and wellness and active living for folks over the age of 50. And our team is committed to spreading that message over the next 2 years and beyond. So thank you to Mark, the staff at NSGA, and your board for allowing Pittsburgh to share this journey with you and really talk about the joy and the value of active living after 50. I'd now like to invite to the stage our County Executive, Rich Fitzgerald, who consistently supports our community's efforts to bring major events to our community.
Thank you, Jennifer, and I also want to congratulate Jennifer and Jared for the very successful Frozen Four that we just hosted last week, crowning the national champion NCAA hockey. Doing that during a pandemic obviously has its challenges, but they really did a great job and had a very successful event. I also want to thank Mark and the folks from the National Senior Games Association for coming back to Pittsburgh again. We were delighted to host it a number of years ago, and we're going to do a great job in 23. We're going to do a great job literally starting even today or even before today, making sure that we're prepared, and we'll be rolling out the red carpet. And the one thing I will say to Mark, you don't just get Visit Pittsburgh and Sports Pittsburgh, you get us all. You get the community. We're all going to be part of welcoming those thousands of athletes who are going to be coming here to Pittsburgh, and their visitors who are coming as well. Because we know how important it is for people to feel welcome when they come to this great community. We also know that during the pandemic, nothing has been impacted more than the hospitality industry, the sports and cultural and entertainment venues, restaurants, hotels, what they've gone through. So obviously to offer some hope for what's coming in 23 is really, really important, and we're going to make sure we make this event as well as it can be done. And also want to thank Troy, the folks from P3R. They really know how to put on a great event. They do it all the time. It's what they're really good at, and will continue to work with all these venues that are our parks, our city parks, our county parks, our universities, all the venues that the athletes need to make sure that this happens. So we're really excited about doing this. I know my partner, Mayor Peduto, and I, we love when people come to our region and we work together to put on really a great event and show off this great city and this great region and all the things that we're proud of. And also want to thank you, the athletes, you athletes who probably have a lot of good memories of the competition you had during your events. You have 2 years now to get prepared for this and train and be ready for the next one coming. So we're going to be rooting for you. We want to see those Pittsburghers win some of those medals that are happening when athletes from all over the country come here. So again, congratulations to everybody. Thanks, Visit Pittsburgh, Sports Pittsburgh. Keep up the good work. Take care.
Thank you, County Executive. As I mentioned, he really has been a tireless supporter of our efforts to bring events to the city. Now, I must take a quick moment to acknowledge really what the County Exec had mentioned is the support that was provided by both the city and the county as we hosted the NCAA Division I Men's Frozen Four. For those of you who may not know, that is the national championship for men's ice hockey. It was canceled last year in 2020, so many of these players, this was truly their last chance to compete for a trophy and to be successful. And it was our honor to host it here in Pittsburgh. And by all accounts, both from the NCAA staff, from the local organizing committee, the games committee, the athletes themselves, and their families that were able to come and cheer them on, that Pittsburgh was an absolute success. So I thank you for your support. With that, as the county exec said, his partner, Mayor Bill Peduto, I welcome to the stage. Thank you.
Well, thank you. 30,000 athletes and their families will be coming to Pittsburgh in 2023. 30,000 people to visit our city, to be able to see it for themselves instead of read about it or to see it on TV. 30,000 visitors to be able to experience not just what the city has to offer physically, but to be with other Pittsburghers. I want to thank everyone that has been involved in not simply being able to bring this competition to Pittsburgh, but the work behind it to say why and how Pittsburgh can host an event of this magnitude. There are so many great opportunities that this city is going to have as we get through COVID and into the post-COVID world. Movies that will be coming back to film here, projects that will be taking foot and being able to start to build up, and other types of development that will occur as well. In fact, I have the prognosis that in the next several years, Pittsburgh will be seeing its best days. But one of that critical part that is absolutely needed in that is that ability for others to see Pittsburgh through their own eyes. This is a wonderful way to celebrate an intergenerational city, a city that works together no matter what your age is, a city that comes together and supports one another. But we still have that image out there of a city from the 1970s. And it is so very important that we have this ability to bring more people here to see how amazing this city truly is. So I'm here for one reason, and it's not to ask for your vote. That's like every other minute of the day. It is to say thank you. It is to say thank you for the work that you put in order to be able to do this. Thank you for making Pittsburgh the example of how aging and athletics can go together. Thank you for being that example. And thank you for letting us show off our city to all of these athletes and their families who will be visiting us in 2023. 2023 may seem a long way away, but it's right around the corner. And it will be that time when we look back at these days and stuff like this, and we think and thought, how do we get past it? Thank you for your vision of seeing how we're going to be able to do that by opening up our doors and by being the city that we are, a welcoming, friendly city. Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Mayor, for always warmly welcoming our events and their attendees. Now, a major component for us successfully hosting the games in 2023 is our relationship with P3R, who will be the official event management partner for Sports Pittsburgh. As our city witnesses every May during the Dick's Sporting Goods Pittsburgh Marathon, P3R's ability to manage and host major events is second to none. And Troy, we thank you for your partnership in helping us to be successful. I'd like to invite you to the stage to discuss a little bit more about P3R and your role with the Games.
Thank you, Jennifer. I wasn't expecting all the athletes to be here today. This is awesome to see you guys with your medals. We haven't been able to hand out medals at a finish line for a long time, so it brought back a lot of great memories. So thank you guys for being here. Like Jennifer said, my name's Troy Schooley. I'm the CEO of P3R. We're one of the leaders in the sports industry around the country. You guys are familiar with the Dick's Sporting Goods Pittsburgh Marathon that happens each May, but we also do several events throughout the year. And our goal and our mission at P3R is really to inspire any and all to move with us, regardless of age, gender, or fitness ability. We're super thrilled to see that come to life here with the athletes in 2023 for the Senior Games. Movement is such an important stage at every aspect of life, and continuing to strengthen our bodies has countless benefits. We know and understand how hard you guys work to get to the Senior Games, whether it's in 21 or 23, and our team is working so hard already to make sure that you guys have a great experience in Pittsburgh. P3R is known around the country for our operational excellence. Not just myself, but our full-time staff of 25 people, hundreds of volunteers, hundreds of event staff have already started working behind the scenes. So when our athletes come into town, we're going to roll out the red carpet and welcome them to the City of Champions. Thank you all for being here. Thank you guys for wearing your medals. Like I said, it brought back a lot of great emotions for me. I can't wait to see you all in 2023.
Thank you, Troy. We are really looking forward to working side by side with the P3R team to host the National Senior Games. And finally, it is my pleasure to introduce the CEO of the National Senior Games Association, Mr. Mark Riker. I have known Mark for a number of years. We've crossed paths, chatted, shared a meal at a number of industry events all around the country. But it wasn't until about 2 years ago when I sat with Mark and we talked about the potential of Pittsburgh to bid on and hopefully host the 2023 Games that I saw his passion for what he does, his passion for the association, for the games, the staff, and the athletes. And that's where I felt like now it's a great fit to bring the games back to Pittsburgh. We hosted in 2005, and we set the bar at that time. But we also know that the games have evolved tremendously over the years since then. And I felt very confident that with our community and the games staff and their passion for success, that we would be able to put on an iconic Pittsburgh sports experience that we're used to hosting. So I thank you, Mark, again, and your team for allowing us to showcase Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, and Western PA, and showcase our abilities to host major events to a level that's second to none. And with that, Mark.
Thank you, Jennifer. As Jennifer said, it has been a long time. And Jennifer, I have spent many hours, late hours, talking about the games coming back to Pittsburgh for a long time. And it's exciting to actually see this happen. That shows a lot of how you get to the finish line. You have to work hard in the beginning part of it. You have to put some sweat and tears into it and be committed to it. The National Senior Games Association started in 1987, and our first games were in St. Louis. We've had 2 cities in which we had our headquarters, St. Louis and Baton Rouge. Both of those cities held the games twice. However, Pittsburgh gets to hold the honor of the first city to host our National Senior Games a second time. That was never our headquarters hotel. That shows a lot of pride in what the city has done and what they are looking to do. Again, we're very excited in our history of our games and our association. We're very excited that the athletes are here today. But people always want to know why. Why did you choose that city? And there's a long list of things. You first look and you say, well, do they have first-class venues? Yes. Do they have first-class hotels? Yes. Do they have first-class transportation in the city limits? Yes. Do they have great hospitality? Do they have great dining experience? Do they have a great team that's there, the visitors team, the Sports Pittsburgh team? These are all yeses. Those checks were very easy to make. But when it gets down to the bottom of the line, it is the relationship and bond that you can form. And I think, as Jennifer said, I think we knew a while back on our conversations that it was a right fit. And you become a city of champions because you have pride and you have a family environment. And we feel like we've been brought into the family. After our first real site visit back in October, and then we had some other serious meetings in January, and we felt like we had known everybody for years. And when we came back in town again, we just feel like we're part of a unit that's really doing a tremendous thing in this city. So we are extremely excited to have the games. Our board is extremely excited. Our staff that is here, want to let you know some of our staff is here too. We have Sue Lavacek, our Director of Events and Programs. Our Director of Operations and Logistics, Jason Mount, is here. Our Director of Association Relations, Becky Sewell, is here. Del Moon, who deals with our media, is here. And we have Jay Hall, who is here, that does our webmaster and designing page stuff. And Sue Lavacek, I said, is our Director of Events and Programs. So, and we still have some other staff back at home. But again, we are very excited to be here. We also understand how the process works, that you go to a local games. And I also want an opportunity to introduce one of our member organizations, the Pennsylvania Senior Games. Jim Costello is the Executive Director. I'd like him to share a few words of the excitement of having the games come back to Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Mark, and a huge congratulations to the city of Pittsburgh. What an honor for our state to be able to host this event. The National Senior Games Association is just a fantastic group of people to work with. We get to work with them every year and qualify our athletes year after year to be able to go and compete. And I do have to say, Pittsburgh definitely checks all those boxes. But one thing that we have are some unbelievable athletes. If you want to be inspired, go to one of our national senior games or our state level senior games with our program, or even the county level games. Our athletes do such an amazing job training, competing, and the camaraderie is unmatched. So we are just honored and so thankful that you thought about coming back to Pennsylvania. I'm really excited. I'm here to help Pittsburgh in any way we can. And once again, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing everybody at our state games. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Actually, I've known Jim a very, very long time also. It's probably close to 20 years that I've known him through all the things they've done in Pennsylvania. So they do a phenomenal job here. But really the most important thing is the people right here. It's the athletes. And that is why we do it. And what's real exciting is when we were determining to come to Pittsburgh, and we said, let's try and figure out, are there still some athletes competing that competed in the 2005 games? How cool would that be? So again, we know we have a lot of you that are here, but by a show of hands, those athletes that competed in the 05 games and have still been competing in national senior games, raise your hands. phenomenal. Jack Eckenrode, young 94, right? Young 94 competitor. Mary McCullough, who's been involved with helping run Western PA Senior Games, has been a great supporter of Senior Games. But how many of you actually started in 05? That was your first national games. Who was their first national senior games in 05? Look at that. Again, the excitement of that shows you some of the legacy that leaves, that people then enjoy the fun, the fellowship, and the fitness of being part of the senior games. They get hooked on it, and they keep wanting to come. We keep wanting to share that message. We anticipate there will be a lot more people from Pennsylvania again getting involved in the games, and their starting point is at the Pennsylvania Senior Games. So again, for the athletes, we're so excited that we're here. We're so excited that you took the time to come out and join us today and help celebrate and announce Pittsburgh being the official city. It's been a secret that we've had a hard time trying to keep under wraps here, but we are so glad now that we can actually all go out and say it and be proud and ready to go, because we're so excited of the pride that you have and the family spirit that you have in this community. And we know that our athletes are going to be extremely welcomed here. So again, we thank you for all of that. And I do want to thank all the teams that we have met along the way. Obviously, Jennifer at Sports Pittsburgh, Brad Inners have done a phenomenal job with us in being prepared here. The whole Visit Pittsburgh, Jared, your team, Tom, and Kylie and Shannon in the marketing side and helping putting on this event today have been fantastic. The P3R team led by Troy, and then his team that we had with Nick and Brian and Dylan have all stepped up to the plate. We said there's been a lot of planning that's already gone on before this officially was announced. So we're really super excited to have the games come to Pittsburgh. And Mayor, I'd like you to come on up for a second. Since you have made us part of the family, we want to leave something to show that you're part of our family. So this is just a recognition for you. This is our emblem of our National Senior Games, and it just says the 2023 National Senior Games host city, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Thank you. On behalf of the people of Pittsburgh, thank you.
And Mayor, one last thing we want to say is that we're here on a mission to put on phenomenal games and give that experience to the athletes. There was another mission here that our staff had, and it's a trifecta. And what that was we came here in October, and the Steelers played the Eagles. The Steelers won, 38-29. We're in town now. Last night, the Pirates won, 8-4. So we have one more to go. The Penguins are playing tomorrow night. So we're anticipating that the Penguins will win by 2 tomorrow. And that's in honor of the mayor, who is as we learned, was a hockey guy when he went to CMU. So thank you again for everything, Mayor. Thank you, everybody, for attending today. And please, for the media, also thank you for coming and attending and then having an opportunity to chat with our fellow seniors about their experience in the senior games. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah, I get the opportunity.
And with that, I think everyone has been thanked plentifully. But I do want to say thank you to the athletes for you all coming out and attending and making this a special event for us today. As we break, the athletes and the panelists will be available for questions off to the side. Thank you all for coming out.